The blood is the life, Miss Renfield.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. Here's my Halloween special, a Vampire Cabalist build in Grim Dawn. This character deals mostly vitality damage with a hefty slice of life leech, using fully maxed out main skill Drain Essence. The Drain Essence skill is supported by gear, devotions and other mastery skills, and the build does a fine job of clearing groups and taking down bosses. There are 6 gear items that modify Drain Essence on this build, giving it more range, more targets, more flat damage, more life leech, and reduced energy requirements. Some of the items aren't available until levels 84 and 94, but others are monster infrequent items that start dropping at level 20. Here you can see what the skill looks like in late game with all those items equipped. We'll have a look at the less essential items first. The belt drops from one particular boss, and the main reason to equip it is the chaos to vitality conversion. This build gets chaos damage from various sources, but having it converted to vitality damage is far more useful. The chest and shoulder items drop in the Forgotten Gods expansion area. These items buff vitality damage and convert 2 different types of damage to vitality damage. Get the best on-gear resistances you can find, because this will give you scope to use defensive ability augments late game instead of trying to patch up weak resistances with other gear augments. Levelling this character is fairly straightforward. There's a bit of a balancing act early on between keeping Drain Essence as strong as possible while also managing the energy it uses. I needed to use energy potions for a few boss fights early on before I got the monster infrequent shield, which I'll be showing you very soon. I recommend raising the Necromancer mastery a point or 2 every level until you reach mastery level 32 and then stop putting points into it. Occultist mastery will be maxed out because in my opinion the possession exclusive skill is more useful than the Necro's Harbinger of Souls because of the damage absorption and the chaos resistance. If you want to go with Harbinger of Souls, which will work, it'll work fine, I'd recommend only taking the Occultist mastery to 32. The skill points are more useful in actual skills on this build than to take both masteries to 50. You can see here that Drain Essence is doing a great job of disposing of these undead idiots, but it's also burning through energy. This is the main drawback of using channeled skills, and one of the reasons I haven't bothered trying one before I had a go at this build. Do not let this put you off. After taking this build all the way to 100, I can honestly say there's absolutely no issue with energy management once you have a couple of easily obtainable gear items and a single Arcane Spark component. Until you get to the point where you can use an Arcane Spark, just stick a couple of ectoplasms on your rings. Those, combined with the shield I'll be getting very soon, will sort out the Drain Essence energy issues. The shield I've mentioned is the most important gear item for this build, in my opinion. There are some really nice offhand items for vitality casters that you could get away with using, but this shield is specifically a Drain Essence build item, and it would be a real shame not to use one. They can also drop with some great resistances and other buffs, and they're fairly easy to farm because they can drop from a variety of undead enemies.
My inventory is full.
The medal only drops from Ilgor, a boss in Steps of Torment. It's not the quickest or easiest item to farm, and you could probably find something else if you can't be bothered farming him for one of these. I used a Basilisk mark out of shared stash for a while before I got the Ilgor medal. The Basilisk mark is the one that buffs Blood of Dreeg, but it's not specifically a vitality damage item. The gloves are a random drop. I had some in stash, but you might not get any. Realistically, any gloves that buff vitality damage will be fine, but these have a couple of specific Drain Essence modifiers on them, so if you have them, use them.
continue to deep beneath book good. You will find
On reaching level 84, I can craft the Caster Helm Mythical Abyssal Mask from a blueprint. For a build based on Drain Essence, this is arguably the best piece of head armour, despite only being a level 84 item. Here's some thrilling footage of me crafting the mask. Next up, at level 94, I can craft a Chill Whisper blade, in a bit of a roundabout fashion. I have the blueprint for the head armour from the Chill Whisper set, and I've unlocked the transmute ability, so I can transmute the head armour into another random item from the same set. The transmuted item can't be chosen, but eventually you'll get the piece you need, with a bit of luck, and some rare components, and a lot of money. And there it is, yay. I just have to slightly adjust my attribute points and I can use the damn thing. This is why I'm not playing this character in hardcore. I'm carrying out quite a lot of resilience testing, also known as playing the game like a muppet. For example, this face tank fight in Ultimate against this rather dangerous boss. It's a good example of the effectiveness of the build, but it also clearly shows how life leeching is only effective when there's an enemy to leech life from. If you have a damage over time effect on you and nothing to attack, you're going to need to pop a potion, or just wait it out and hope for the best. More resilience testing here. I'm deliberately staying in the pool of blue glop to see whether the amount of life that I'm leeching with Drain Essence is good enough to stave off the effects of that blue crap that he's dumped on the floor. And as you can see, it's more than adequate. It's probably worth mentioning I'm not actually using the Sigil of Consumption occultist skill. That sigil that I'm dropping on the ground there is coming from one of my rings. I didn't select Bloody Pox until after I'd reached level 100. I had a few skill points spare, so I thought I'd put 1 point into each node of the skill to see what difference it made. Worth noting, Bloody Pox gets some vitality resistance reduction from the Abyssal Mask. Although I didn't want to be using multiple damage skills, it was just too much fun to ignore. The way this lot are melting, it looks more like normal than Ultimate. Here's one last boss fight to show you in Ultimate. Salazar the predictable sigil spammer. Again, I'm standing on it to fully test the build's resistance and life leeching. This is not a recommended playstyle, if you were wondering. And there you have it, my Vampire Cabalist Halloween special. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Now stay tuned for some additional Halloween treats available in paperback and for Kindle, both from Amazon.